What's up, guys? Today I got a sweet 5-exercise leg workout using the Carbon Pro kit from Clench Fitness. So let's start out with some front squats, and we're gonna do a little bit higher volume on this one to get everything warmed up, and also it's a little bit more challenging to do higher resistance with a front squat. So we're doing 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps, and to set this up, very easy, single 41-inch band loops through the carbon bar like this, and then we're gonna tuck it under the Clench Footplate from the Carbon Pro kit. And now we're set up, step right into it. We're gonna get like a shoulder width stance, drop down, get this bar right up onto our front delts, and then we're gonna squat it right up. And if you need more resistance, you can always stack the bands together, or we also sell larger bands as well. And doing the exercise, we're basically keeping this bar right up on our front delts. Then we're gonna drop down as low as we can get, pause at the bottom, exhale, squeeze on the way up, and really focus on controlling the tempo here. So we're doing 15 to 20 reps, and I really want you to slow this thing down and feel it in your quads. Next exercise, we are gonna fire up the backside, the posterior chain, glutes, and hamstrings. We're doing RDLs, and we're gonna do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps here. So I wanna be able to use a little bit higher resistance, and then also this exercise is all about control. So setting it up, we're gonna grab that band. Now we're gonna have the entire band, both sides, underneath the foot plate. Get everything nice and even and organized and set up so that it's pulling evenly and comfortably. And then setting this up or executing the exercise, we're gonna grab basically the shoulder width grip. We're doing a deadlift to kind of get it up here. And now we're going to lock our knees or get them like 90% locked, and then we're gonna break at the hips. This is a hip hinge exercise. So we're gonna let that bar drag right down the front side of our legs, and we're keeping our back flat, core pulled in tight, and here's where the money is made. This big stretch in your hamstrings. So you're gonna get as big a stretch as possible without hunching your back, and then you're just gonna slowly change directions, thrusting those hips forward, coming back up, squeeze those glutes at the top. And this one is all about control, like I said. So you're gonna probably wanna do like 3 to 4 seconds down, a little pause at the bottom, and then slowly change direction. Don't jerk it up. Nice and slow and controlled, and you'll feel that burn in your hamstrings. That's how you know you're doing it right, especially at the bottom here. This hamstrings are gonna start burning from the stretch, and then you're gonna hold it there. Exhale, big squeeze on the top, and that's how we do the RDLs. All right, next up, let's get some single leg action in here. We're gonna do some split squats. So I'm gonna bump the band tension down a little bit here, and setting this up, obviously we got the bar. I like to put it in this center channel across the short way here so that we can get our foot centered on the plate, or maybe even a little bit back, just so that when we do the split squat, our knee can go down without hitting the foot plate. And then loading this up, get down into that lunge position, load this bar onto your front delts. Then we're gonna squat it up. And now it's all about control here. Again, it's always control. And we're gonna keep our back foot planted. We're going down, all the way down. Might need to shade back a little bit on the plate. There we go. I know my knee's clearing. Boom. Nice and slow and controlled. Pause at the bottom. Don't ram your knee on the floor. Feeling it in that glute and the quad on your down leg. Ooh. We're gonna do 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps per leg. Switching legs is super easy. Just step right onto the plate, put your other one back, boom. And you're just gonna jump right through it. So you're gonna hit all the reps right in a row, keeping it slow and controlled and really feeling it in those leg muscles. Next exercise, we're gonna still hammer on those posterior chain muscles. We're doing some Sumo Deadlifts. We're gonna do 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. And I want you using the highest resistance possible. And in between sets, you're gonna try to bump that resistance up, just like every other set or every other exercise. You're always trying to bump that resistance level up on each and every set. And with this one, it's gonna get a little bit more low back and stuff involved. So make sure that you're setting your resistance appropriately so that you can have really good form and you feel it in the muscles that we need it. So right now we're gonna be targeting glutes, hamstrings. You're gonna get some quads in there as well, but it's primarily a glute and hamstring exercise. So what I like to do is grab a single 41-inch band, and then I'm gonna step into it And I'm gonna get a nice wide stance, almost as wide as I can kind of get physically. Some people might even be able to stretch this full 41-inch band all the way out. I don't quite get there. And then my toes are kind of pointed, you know, slightly outward at an angle. And then when we go down, we're gonna be focused on kind of keeping that chest up, and we're gonna be all putting our brain on where our butt is in this exercise. You're trying to drop that butt down as low as possible and keeping that head in an upward position instead of like hunching over to get down here. So we want to be down low, but we want to be kind of vertical here, focusing on that, driving that butt low. And then you're going to come down, and then you should be able to just hook this band with your hands. And then when you're coming up, you're going to focus on first rolling those shoulder blades back, and then you're going to squat straight up, squeeze those glutes, exhale, and then breathe on the way down. Inhale, exhale, squeeze it. And then we're coming down, straight up and down. And if it gets a little bit uncomfortable on your hands, you can always grab the Carbon Pro bar, and right in this position, you can literally just clap this bar right over top of both sides of the band. It's gonna take a little bit of tension off because you are gonna be starting a little bit higher due to the carabiners, but it's gonna make it more comfortable on your hands. You can stack bands together if you need to, and you can still have that same hook overhand grip. Exhale, boom, big squeeze, and then coming back down. And that's how we do the Sumo Deadlifts. All right, last exercise, we're gonna add in some calves because most people don't even like to work calves and do calves, but we're doing them because we like well-developed legs. And your calves are also very important for walking and everyday functional strength. Like, that's a super important muscle group, so don't neglect it. How to set this up? We're gonna use the foot plate. We got a single band here on the end channel because we're gonna hang our heels off. And then because we're on one side, I have put some kind of a counterweight on the other side. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as it has some weight to it. And then I'm also using a bench. You can use a chair, whatever you need to sit down on. And then of course we got the carbon bar. And also I'm using the Clench barbell pad to rest this on my legs. You don't necessarily need it, but it makes things a heck of a lot more comfortable. So we're gonna clip in right to our band here. Make sure everything feels nice and centered. And then we're gonna hop up on this plate, and then you're gonna have to do some rowing style exercises. And weight-wise, resistance-wise, you're gonna wanna use a heavy band here. I'm using the blue band, which doesn't come in the pro kit, but you could use your green band plus your purple or whatever you need to do to get some heavier resistance, because one, it's a very short range of motion, so you're gonna need resistance right out of the gate. And two, your calves are used to carrying your body around all day, so they need heavy resistance to train them well. So now that we got our bands here, we're gonna roll it up, sit down, and then scoot this baby back wherever we feel the most comfortable. And then you're gonna basically hang your heels off the edge of the plate as much as you can. And then we're gonna drive them down to the floor, get as much ankle flexion as we can without smashing our heels into the floor. And then you're just gonna go up on your tiptoes, full extension. So this is where you're gonna dial in the resistance. I wanna make sure you get full extension here and full engagement of those calf muscles. Squeeze it at the top, control it on the way down. And that's another thing with these, I love to just control that tempo. You see a lot of people jump in calf raises and they're just like boom, 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 boom. Well, that doesn't do anything for you. Make sure you're controlling that tempo, big stretch at the bottom, and then controlling it on the way up. Big squeeze, like flexing your calf muscles hard at the top, and then controlling it on the way down. This is gonna get you the most bang for your buck. You're gonna feel those calves growing as you're doing the exercise. And like I said, we're gonna be doing 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps here to really burn those calves out and make sure that we can get some good volume into them. All right, that is a wrap on leg day. Throw me a comment, let me know how it went, what you liked about it. Furthermore, if you wanna see more workouts with the Carbon Pro Kit, let me know what kind of workouts and exercises you wanna see in the comments below so we can make more videos for you guys. Also, if you liked what you saw today, be sure to smash that like button. And if you want to see more content like this, check out the on-screen video links. We have tons of videos on this channel just like this for training. And If you need any of the accessories or bands shown today, or the Carbon Pro Kit from Clench Fitness, head over to clenchfitness.com. We will hook you up, and thank you so much for watching.